met him 15 years ago, I was told there's nothing left.
It's only a movie. I spit on your grave. Kill them all. There's things out there. That's special work to do here, you and me.
That's much too public display of power, Paris.
Whatever I have resurrected through this book is sure to come calling for me.
And salutations, it's Thursday night. That means it's Three Corners of Horror live here on Horror Fiend TV. And tonight, you got these two. We got, Ricky and JR. They got, nothing bad going on. They're not here tonight. But luckily, we do have the one person I know that likes this franchise a lot. So that's going to help out with this. And with that, this is, as I said, Three Corners of Horror. Lexi, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. I have been taking a small hiatus, got things personally going on. I'm tired. I had a day shift today, so I'm in PJs. I got my blankie. I'm ready for bed. But yeah, I'm doing good.
I'm glad you were able
to not miss this. I was like, oh, you guys put Insidious on the list. I have to be there for that. Schedule cleared.
Good. I'm glad because, like I said, it would have been like a solo show, and we don't know how that might have gone. And so, if this is your first time, this is Three Corners of Horror. So, first up, I did on last Thursday say that I was going to the theaters on Monday to see a new one. I got to move the thing in front of me because it has a long name, so I don't mess it up. But it was called Teenage Sex and Death at Camp Miasma. And it's by Jane Schoenberg, and it stars Hannah Einbinder and Gillian Anderson. So by the name of that title, I was really looking forward to this. I didn't hate it, but it was a little long. And the substance came from Mubi. Mubi is one of these new, I don't know if you've noticed, it's a new app that's been coming out, but they also produce their own movies. So the substance is pretty much what put Mubi on the map. There's another one that I saw from them called Lurker, which was actually pretty good. So I thought this was going to be, with the name of it and Gillian Anderson, the best part of it was honestly when they did so basically the movie's about a woman who is brought in to reboot Camp Miasma, which is kind of like, think of Friday the 13th, right? She wants to bring the final girl back because after Gillian Anderson's character did the first one, she became a recluse. And so she goes and finds her to try to convince her to, come in for the reboot. And then they do a scene where they're sitting there and they're watching the movie itself. And they have a character called Little Death who his head looks like the thing that covers the AC vents. But this thing had a spear and the fucking kills were awesome. Literally, that was like my favorite part of the movie. It was just a little too long. It's, definitely, about women, and I don't mean that in a bad way, but, girl power and empowerment. And,
I like that.
I just think it kind of on a little bit, fell a little flat. I don't know. It's just because I was hoping the way that the movie was kind of working itself up was that Gillian might have gone bonkers. And it was going to be because one of the scenes, one of the pictures I saw is both of them covered in blood. So I thought that Gillian was going to go bonkers and they were going to fight each other. Not the way it went. But other than that, though, it was all right. But before I go to you, let me hit up the comments really quick. Trying to fall behind on these. P Rockzilla, yo, what's up, my brother?
Hey.
Thank you for joining us. I got to catch up on this series. This is going to be the 6th installment for this series, P Rock. We got Ricky Grimes. What's up, Horror Fiends? Cheers, my dear brother. Adam. Oh, you have yours. Go ahead and.
Cheers.
We're going to see how this goes because Adam ended up, he goes to the store for me and it's supposed to be my all days and he got me some 6%. So we'll find out how this is going to go. Speaking of the devil, hey, Joe. Hey, Lexi. Hey, Adam.
Hey,
Thank
Adam.
you for joining. Yeah, he kind of had a little bit of the same to say about Insidious. Ricky Grimes, my PC is wrecked. Yep. I mean, it's why.
Oh.
Yeah, that's why he's not joining us tonight. Hopefully, we'll get that taken care of soon, and he can, jump on. But yeah. What about you? Been checking anything out?
I've been so busy, so I haven't seen really anything new, but a documentary, I guess, vibe I've been watching has been sitting in my wait list or my wait list for a while or watch list, that's what I was thinking. Is a show called The Haunting of, and it's like different celebrities, but it's based off of a lady named Kim Russo, who's a psychic medium. I used to watch her a while back, and then I fell off, and then they dropped all her seasons on Tubi. And I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about this lady. I'm very skeptic on that type of thing, but it's interesting. And she seems like, out of all the psychic mediums that I watch, she seems pretty legit. But I don't know. That's just hearsay. But it's interesting. I like it. And just the reaction you get from her clients is like, gets you crying a little bit. I'm like, damn, it's right in the feels. But it's interesting because, it's on the paranormal ghostly vibes that I like.
Where's it streaming?
Tubi.
Tubi? Oh, okay. Oh, it's an original for theirs?
No. They just dropped all her episodes on Tubi.
Oh, I gotcha. Oh, let me come by.
Yeah.
All right, we got P Rock saying, I will try to swing by this weekend. Yeah, please do. Please. Need ya. Join from your. Oh, yeah, you can talk to him on that one. I'm not going to start going. They did that on one live. They arguments started going back and forth, and I'm reading every single one of them, and they could have just, yeah. We got Adam. So before we get into an air vent, I was thinking, is his head an air vent? Weird. Yeah, see, it's weird. I guess we didn't talk about that after we finished the movie. Rick Grimes, Adam loved getting Joe nice. Yeah, he does. I mean, hey, the laundry gets done. Anyway, P-Rock. All right, so that's on Tubi. All right, so with that, I guess, we'll go ahead and get into the movie because luckily what's going to be fun. And at the end, I'll announce the lives that we got coming up. But we got a little bit break in here of not having to go to the theaters. So we have a couple of retro reviews that are almost back to back, as well as something else. So it's going to be catching up on older movies. And actually, I get to sleep in a little bit because of our schedule. As you know, Lexi, my choices for the movies are Fridays or Mondays. And those are usually the days after I have to drink and have to get up to go to a movie at 10 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes it's a little rough. So yeah, and especially when they're slow burns. But with that, we'll go ahead and get into the movie. So as I said, this is the 6th installment in the Insidious franchise. It's called Out of the Further, written and directed by Jacob Chase, as well as David Leslie Johnson McGoldrick. He's got to shorten his name. It stars Amelia Eve as Gemma, Island Austin as Maya, and returning from the Insidious franchise fave, Lynn Shay as Elise Rayner. If you have not seen the movie, it's going to get spoiled. And I'm just going to go to you, Lexi, because like I said, I have seen all the movies, but I will say, probably the first couple ones I've done more of the rewatches than the other ones. But I know you love the franchise, so what do you think about the newest installment?
I do love the franchise. Probably, it's not one of my favorites, but I do love the franchise as far as, Patrick Wilson, Lynn Shay. I had low expectations going into this one. Although I love the Insidious franchise, I had low expectations because where it ended with the red door, I was highly disappointed. And I don't remember if I've said my feelings on that one, but I did not like the red door. They totally murked the ending, and it made me sad. And that's a hot take. A lot of people did like it, and that's okay. I didn't. And if you didn't like it, I'm curious to see why you didn't like it also. If you've seen it, I would like to hear what you think about the red door. However, again, I went into the theater, low expectations. I liked it better than the red door. I'll say that. I am very claustrophobic. I'm going to get it off my chest now. The scene where the couch scene.
God, yeah, that was hard.
Yeah. I am claustrophobic as shit. So I took Kaylee with me to see this movie actually, and we saw it last night. And I just remember her going into the couch because they build a fort or whatever with the daughter and the mom, Gemma, and I forget the daughter's name, but she goes into the couch cushion fort, and she's obviously astro projecting, and she goes into what Kaylee and I called the back rooms pillow.
That's the same thought process I had. The same thing
I was like, what? She goes, what in the back rooms is this? I was like, it's so back rooms, just like pillowcase, or not pillowcase, pillow cushion style, couch style. But the whole
sofa cushions.
Camera work, the whole camera work worked for me as far as claustrophobia.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you just don't know which way to go. There's no like vent or windows or nothing to get out of it. Yeah, kind of like an escape room, which is another film it reminded me of when they're in the AC vent, if you've seen that movie. But yeah, that, and then it gets even worse when she's like, oh, I feel something, like a little space I can crawl in, and then it gets tighter, and she's literally just, just pushing herself through the cushion world. And I'm like, and then the scary monsters that were in there, very, very creepy. So yeah, I'd be running for my life, especially with how fast they were running. So it did give me the heebie-jeebies. It's again claustrophobia, and I can relate to that. I cannot be in tight spaces. Then the dentist scene.
You know how much
Joe, we see so many patients that are disheveled, and this kind of reminded me of some of our disheveled patients. And then the mouth opening. Oh, what in the thrush was going on there?
Yeah.
Yeah, that scene was disgusting. As far as the film in its entirety, I enjoyed it for what it was. It's definitely better, again, than The Red Door. It did have that what's your story vibe, like, with what me and JR do. It did have a good story with it, with trauma, with the mom, or Gemma's mom, and then Gemma and her daughter. So, generational trauma going on. I just felt like it was slow, and I think this was almost 2 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was getting a little sleepy.
Me too. Adam fell asleep. Like, I was sitting here and I heard a snore. So then I gave him not a hard elbow, just a little elbow. And I'm not gonna lie, about 10 minutes later, I'm like, oh God, he's gonna elbow me now. It almost. And I went again early in the morning when we're sleeping. You went later on when you're up.
I did. This was my first time where I went at 4 p.m. and because I was waiting for my daughter to get out of school, so because I didn't want to go alone. I go to the movies alone a lot, so I went with her. I waited until she got out. And it was still not a lot of people, but it's 4 p.m. I think people are still getting off work and stuff like that. So it wasn't too crowded in the theater. I didn't hear much reaction from the others that were there. Maybe because we were all the way in the back and they were kind of near the front. But I did like it for what it was, story-wise. I felt for Gemma because she's thinking her mom's strung out. At least that was my take.
Yeah,
she thought she was strung out. Yeah,
that's like what she thought. I mean, and that's how they were playing up the whole scene. And I was all right. So I actually really love the first and the second one. The third one, I'm like, depends on the day. If but again, the first two are like the main course with these.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like The Last Key and The Red Door either. And then I'm like, that's when I was sitting here because I was like, I feel like, they're just trying to expand a franchise or make a franchise. And once you kind of lost your main people, yes, Elise is a great character. But, when you're now trying to, you're doing prequels and, it's, I don't know. I was just like,
I felt like in the 2 hours, they didn't even use her a lot either.
No.
And so I was a little sad.
It was a little bit here and there. Let me hit these comments up real quick. We got Mama Rose. Hello, all.
Hi, Mom.
Thank you for joining. We haven't seen you in a bit. I'm not trying to guilt you or anything, but we haven't seen you in a bit. So thank you for joining us. Everybody knows how I am. So if I say I'm not, I am.
Oh, I agree, Adam.
Sorry. Oh yeah. I mean, when, and I'm more the one that falls asleep, but he was asleep before me. And like I said, it was literally just when I heard that snore, and I'm like, oh no. And so like same with you. After the last two, I went in with low expectations. I feel, and we'll probably discuss it even more, but the length was a detriment to the movie. They could have cut this movie down and made it better. But I think just all the exposition that they did, giving you, it was just, if after a while you got to like, okay, I want more. And then, the our antagonist, Abaddon, which is abandoned, but is just pronounced differently, by the way. But Abaddon is the bad guy. And I was sitting there going, I hope somebody else can tell me, because he reminded me of another villain in a horror movie. And I still haven't been able to put who it is. But there was somebody, once I saw him, I'm like, I swear that I've seen this look before. I, growing up, used to read a lot about astral projections. I used to attempt to do astral projections when I was younger. And then I had a person tell me the story about when you basically astral project, your body is held by a thread that's in the center of your chest. So as your spirit or your soul comes out and you're astral projecting, as you go to come back in, if anybody or anything grabs onto that cord while you go back into your body, you're going to bring that with you. And I was like, well, let me not fuck around with that shit no more. so I decided never to try that again after I got that scary story, because knowing my luck, it'd be a whole lot of bad things that would have been around at that
You talking about the thread reminds me of the hair coming out of his mouth part.
Oh, that was another. Oh,
disgusting.
I think the writer director definitely had an oral fixation, and I was almost like too much, because she was a dental hygienist. So I get, I know that was her job, but it's just again with the whole mouth stuff. And as you said, when we wake up our patients in the morning, we got that hot breath, and some of these people like eat in the middle of the night, and they don't get up and brush their teeth. So when she's scraping it, I'm like, I'm like sitting there. I was like
hot cheese in there.
I literally when I eat popcorn, it's I'm like quicker. I was waiting a lot, and during those scenes, I'm like, I'm not gonna eat right now. I'm like, because that colonel is gonna look like that, and that guy was creepy looking, and he was like, hold on. P-Rock, when I was a kid, I accomplished an astral projection. When I fart so hard, I left my body. All right, so I have had those when I inhaled too much and it came out of my body. I had one time that I swear to God, I floated up there and I was like, hi, God. And then I came back down. I'm not even lying. I swear to God, there was one time that I messaged my sister and I was like, holy shit, that hit was so hard. I saw God. But I don't know. The thing is, I had picked up on what you said, and it was later on that I was a story about generational trauma, because you eventually start seeing, Ingrid is the name of the mom. You eventually start seeing Gemma doing the same things that her mother did to her daughter, and what could have been happening also at the time, since it now later implies, again, spoiler alert, as it turns out, that Gemma and also her daughter Maya and grandma, they're couriers, When what that means is when they go into the astral realm, they can take something out. A la Heather Langenkamp, her character in A Nightmare on Elm Street, when she pulled Freddy out of the dream. This is kind of what Gemma is able to do. And Abaddon needs her because he had promised all these dead spirits that, we can bring you
It
out.
kind of reminded me of Dream Warriors.
It's, you know what I mean? Because like
Yeah.
but I will say, probably one of the best scenes was the couch, as claustrophobic as it was, because I was sitting there and like the more she squeezed through, like I'm holding my breath, like I can't breathe because I'm in there with her. And
Yeah.
that's what I love about The Descent. Like the Descent actually gave me the claustrophobic feel. And that scene, I'm like in the chair, like just as the more she kept going through, I can feel myself shrinking in my chair. And I'm like taking like short breaths, and I'm like, oh my God, they're making me feel like I'm stuck in these couches. So I will say that definitely is one of the stronger points. But then the Elise thing, because again, I know you'll know more of the character. You've seen the movies a little bit more. I knew that she was going to be in it, but I would have liked to have seen more. As you said, I know that she's passed away, and it's basically that her spirit isn't there. But now I'm like, damn, that's fucked up. So she did her work while she was alive, and now she's dead, and she got to keep doing this work. She can't go rest. She can't go up to heaven, get a vacation. Like Elise is stuck in the further for like, and I'm like, not happy with how I felt where Elise ended up.
I was thinking about the timeline too, because you have to watch the Insidious franchise in chronological order. It's not 1, 2, 3. It's like 3, 4, 1, 2, 5.
Yeah, they jump
So
around.
you have to watch it in a certain order. So I was like, I don't remember the timeline of everything because it started in 1999 when this film opened. I was like, was Elise alive then, or was she dead by this time? I couldn't remember. I didn't know what to expect going in with low expectation because I know that she's dead because of the previous films. So are they going back to maybe another case? Did she help another family? They could have went that route. But to play that she was dead and already in astral projection world, I was like, damn, I wish they didn't go that route. I wish they would have went on with another case, kind of like with the Conjuring. They went on from case to case to case.
Yeah.
But then again, it's been done before, and that's how I felt with this film. I'm like, it's just another haunted house. Somebody's haunted. The house is haunted type vibes.
Right. Hence the name of the title of the episode. Do we need to go further? I mean, I'm here's the thing. I was glad because I was like, fuck, I'm screwed. It's just me and Lexi. This is one of the franchises that she likes. And I know that you and Rick, once he started checking out, you guys were communicating on it, that he himself liked it. And I'm like, I don't want to come in here and shit on a franchise that somebody likes. And as soon as he started talking, I'm like, ooh, all right, I can relax the shoulders. It's not going to be Joe versus Lexi on this one.
No.
Because, and again, yes, it helped to have the low expectations in there. But like, I don't know. It's like I feel like they're just at this point just trying to stretch it out. Does that make sense? Like the Insidious franchise itself, it's I would rather go on the route that you said. If you could, because the thing, yes, it was done with The Conjuring, but if the Insidious franchise is tied to the further, well, aren't there other people besides Elise? And we already know that Gemma.
They could have taken this,
introduced a new family, and don't go the route like you did with the first two. Go with somebody. It's starting to happen to somebody, one of their kids, and they, there's something more they could have done. And I don't know what it was. Amelia Eve. I liked her in because there's so many. It's one of the Flanagans series on Netflix. Bly Manor, I think, is the one that she was in. but I heard there was something that was a little grating about her, to be honest with you. Like I didn't find myself rooting for her. Does that make sense?
I felt a disconnection with the characters too,
Yeah.
because I felt like they were disconnected too. Like I got the whole. It started off strong, and then it lost me somewhere halfway, and that's when I started doing this. And then, but like it started off strong with mom, grandma, and then Gemma as a little girl. It started off great, but then we, generational trauma. Then now it's Gemma as mom and Maya as daughter. I felt even a disconnect between mom and daughter. I mean, obviously, it was different. It was a different vibe because mom felt like strung out on drugs in the beginning. So maybe Gemma didn't feel very connected with her mother, but it was a different, she wanted to break that cycle with her daughter. So it felt better introducing these two. But then, she yells at her, "Get out of here." And I'm like, she just had like her come in. It was just like a repeat of what we saw Gemma as a little girl. And then I felt a major disconnect between the cop boyfriend, and he was just useless. We didn't need him.
He is cute though, and he's also, by the way, he was the security guy, the guy that helped the brother and sister in Nope set up the cameras. That's him.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he grew
That
up.
is him. That is him.
Yeah, because Adam and I
just-
are like, and we're in the
I didn't
theater, so
even
we
catch
can't
that.
talk, and we're like, and I'm sitting there, and I'm like, I don't like talking while we're watching the movie. I really don't. But as soon as we were done, I'm like, nope, it's the guy from Nope, and he's like, that's who it was. But yeah, that's him.
Yeah. I didn't even catch that. But yeah, I just felt a disconnect between the cop and like, she's like, yeah, maybe one day I'll bring her, because she's never seen a man, referring to her daughter. But then they finally come over, and it was just like this awkward. I don't know. There was just a disconnect that I just didn't feel the characters. I didn't feel any of them.
Huh, thank God, because yeah, that's and what the story itself, it had potential, but I just
It started
like I said,
strong.
It started strong, and when the scene that she walks in and her mom is just bashing her head against the shower. Hold on a minute. What strain was that? I don't know. I can't remember. But if I find it again, I'll make sure if I see God again, I'll let you know, so that way you can see if you can find it in your area. But like I would have, if you were gonna drag the movie out that long, maybe if you were gonna show that Gemma was gonna start doing the same thing her mother did, you could have done also the scenes, then put us seeing Gemma going through that with Ingrid. You know what I mean? If you're just gonna fill us in, give us the story, because then when Elise gives them the fact that they're couriers and it runs in the family, then you had these two parallel stories. It could have given Gemma's character. Yeah, it could have given Gemma's character a moment of going, "Oh my God. So my mother wasn't an addict. My mother was going through this, and I'm doing to my daughter." It just could have if you're going to do that, put more in there for worth of the movie.
Yeah.
It
had that moment. Gemma did have that moment.
Well, I know, but to build up to there, you could have instead of like the scenes with the cop, you could have shown us Gemma with her mom. So then that way, maybe as she's getting there, she can start realizing that her mom, this was going through with her mom, that she was feeling it and had the same ability. So then she can have a better understanding. But it was again, actually the perfect word you used here is disconnect. It was a disconnect with characters, the story itself, because like, what did you think of Abaddon?
The which one is that again?
That's the bad guy, the main one.
The bad guy. Well, because it said CL, so I was a little.
I want to say that was his, I guess, name when he was human or lived, when he was alive.
See, this is the part where I fell asleep, yo.
But yes, his name is Abaddon. Which when I looked it up, I'm like, it's abandoned, but okay.
Yeah, and this is a person coming from a person that loves long, what do you mean, or not Joe, JR always say, we love slow burns. That's what the word I was looking for. I'm already high, sorry.
I was gonna say it kicked in on you.
It's kicking. But yeah, no, it was definitely, again, coming from someone that loves slow burns, this was just so slow. But the main character guy, you're right, he does remind me of somebody. I felt like he was in something recently. I want to say, remember in The Conjuring that we did last year, the newest Conjuring, I shitted on that one too. And they went into the basement, and it was like a farmer man. He had the long hair, and it was in his face, just like this guy. But this one seemed more like Dark Lord vibes. But he reminded me, when I saw him, I was like, this looks like the same guy in The Conjuring in the basement, where he had the overalls on and he had the long ass hair. That's what it reminded me of when I first saw him come out. I was like, can we come up with more scarier people? And then I think there was a monster with like half a face or something, right? That was him. I can't remember.
There was a whole. I was about inside with it because there was the other
in the projection world. Yeah. Now the girl with the gun, she's used already, and you put someone that was already used with Dalton and his family. That girl with the gun. Yeah. And then the witch, the one that was possessing the father with Dalton's father, she was in it. The one in the black veil.
Okay,
I were you using?
All right, I see. I thought that they looked familiar too, so they were in the other movies. So what about the three ones that were first that were showing up that were using?
Those three were new to me. Those three were new to me.
The one scene I also
reminded me of Old People. That movie, Old People, where they're in the.
I didn't see that one yet. I know that you guys do it, Jared.
Oh my god, that's so good. That one's good.
But I did also with them like the scene when she was looking in the closet, and you just see like their faces in between the clothes.
Yeah.
That was another good scene. Like I said, there was a lot of really good scenes.
Mm-hmm. And they're obviously jump scares, but it was jump scares done right, and I liked it.
Yeah. That one, like I said, those old people were freaky. I was trying to, and I should have looked it up, because the older one, the little short one, reminded me. I think the name of the character was Pepper on American Horror Story. She's this beautiful actress, but they do a lot of makeup on her to make her look like really ugly. But if you see her in real life, she's actually beautiful. But like, I would like a little bit more on them too. Because again, if they're going to be showing up,
it was overcasting, too many people, many people, and majority of them were boring as shit.
Well, and then once I recognize, and I should have had in my notes here, Rick would have had all this stuff. But that's okay. I'm not Rick. Was the one that was helping Gemma, that she at least can talk through her.
Yeah.
Damn it.
I forgot her name too. What I did like about the courier idea though was the fact that they could bring from and to. I thought Dalton did that at one point though. Didn't I feel like it was done in one of, I don't know, I have to rewatch. But I did like the fact that she can bring stuff from their world or from her world, to and from, back and forth. So the ending, I'm sorry, I liked it. I loved the ending. It was so karma.
Yeah.
When she brought the whole entire house to the further.
I did like that.
I was like, because they're like, the house is gone. I'm like, the fuck? And then I was like, oh, okay. Touche. That was a good
she outsmarted him by having them all in there, because I don't know, I think about, he had almost everyone, all the demons or whatever you call them, the dead people. Maya had brought a bunch of them already over. And did they do the same scene again, like when he kept touching her and she would flip and then flip back? Did they do that in one of the other ones?
I feel like they did, but they did it 8 times.
Yeah, this one I thought it was cool, but then I'm like, could have sworn that after a couple times I'm like, wait, didn't
I want to say it was the third one, but I can't remember exactly. I have to go back and rewatch. I was only able to watch the first three with Insidious 1, 2, and the third one. Yeah.
Well,
It wasn't in the third one then.
I just saw a post, and if somebody told you this is the order you got to watch them, and then I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, cool, I'll do that. And then my vacation came, and by the time we got back, I literally had no time to be able to
Yeah.
like watch all the movies.
tried.
I was like, I'll just rely on
I was not going to rewatch The Red Door.
well, no, I would have just rewatched the first two.
Yeah.
There he is.
Hi, Brian. I told him to try.
Listen, he's doing better today, but I think hearing
Yes, he is.
fuck, that's what he said, right?
Yeah.
What did you do your
I
face
did
for?
like the whole-
I've been swearing. We both have sworn, so don't worry.
But again, I did like the fact that she could take two things to and from, and she was putting the puzzle pieces together. Like it was a roller coaster of a film. I liked it. It started strong, then it really dampened, and then it went right back up in the astral projection world and the ending. Kaylee did say at one point when we left the theater, she's like, that fucking cop was useless. I just died. And she goes, he would just hurry up. And she's like, she said that he was ripping the floor so slowly. She's like, hurry up.
Get an axe. Like get an axe and break into the fucking floor. Like this is the year of the useless boyfriend.
It's a 2-story building. She said it was a 2-story building, and they were all on the first floor, just ripped the entire first floor apart. And I was like, she was getting so mad about that. She hated the cop so much. He really wasn't needed. No offense.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So it's the year of the useless boyfriend, or the bad boyfriend.
It is.
Add another one to that one,
because
you got a list going. So add this one to the list. All right, so I'll go ahead. Any last thoughts, and give us your score?
I think we said what we need to say. My score is 3. I wanted to. I mean, I definitely higher score. I would rate Red Door freaking 1.5. But yeah, I liked this one better than Red Door. I went in with low expectations. So I'm glad I did. I was excited, but yeah, I just wanted more of Lynn Shay. We rarely got to see her. I think she's why this franchise exists. So to not misuse her, that's not the right word, but to not have her in it.
Hold on. But don't you feel that her character like was given, like, you're a fan of hers. She's in the further, right? So even though she's dead, somehow herself is stuck in there. So she's forever in the further. She's not she's not in heaven. She's not in hell. She's stuck in there. I feel that was a horrible fate to have given one of your best characters in a franchise. And if nobody looks at it that way, then tell me differently. But the way that I'm looking at it is that she is stuck in the further. Like she died and now she's helping people out. Excuse me, people out in there.
That's
like,
how I see it.
Okay, I would have been like, bitch, I did this while I was alive. Like, I was hoping I scored enough points that now I'm in heaven. Or if you're going to put me in hell, fine. Make sure that it's, a townhouse or, a condo by the sea of fire. So that way I can at least have some shoreline. But to make her character be someone that is in the further, that contacts... Oh, damn it. I pulled up her name. Because she actually played Vixen in DC Legends of Tomorrow. Hold on. The character that was helping them out was Claire. Simple name. That should have remembered that. But Claire was the one that was basically you with Elise speaking through them and helping them out in the live world.
Yeah.
So
I think it's Claire.
Yeah. So I think it's just, I don't know. I'm like sitting here going, damn, you guys did her dirty. You guys did one of your favorite characters in this franchise dirty by
For me, Claire was so random, just random as shit. I'm like, what the fuck? You couldn't have just met her in the astral projection world and went from there. It was just, again, overcasting film. There was too many
Yeah.
people, too many variables.
I would have, I mean, for me, like I said earlier, the story I would have liked to have seen is, maybe extend the beginning a little bit more to see Gemma as a child. And I mean, and not trying to say to be sadistic, but just give us more of seeing the day to day with her mother and the, like the slow descent of her mother before her mother's death. So then when we're now in, the times that we're now is for this movie, not 2026, but you said it's 1999.
It was 1999, and then it was jumped 20 years later.
Right,
so that's why I was questioning the timeline. I was like, wait, was Elise alive in 1999? Story timelines wise.
All right, like 99.
Like, it could have been like Lynn helping her mother or trying to. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, I mean, for me, it's a 2.5. I feel much better with my score once you gave yours, considering it's a franchise like, but because it was too long, and in the amount of time that you had, you could have given us more for some of the other story. But I just think that at this point, this might be one of those franchises that you go ahead and like put it like, that's it. Don't do any more of the Insidious. All right, before we go to the other part that we're going to discuss here, but Adam P. Rock, you just blew yourself across the room. Yeah, pretty much. That's what happened. He shot himself across the room. So how would you rank this movie compared to the other movies in the franchise? Is this no? All right, so I'll do mine quick. Obviously, 1, 2. Actually, 1, 2, 3. Then this one, out of the further, The Last Key and The Red Door. That's my order.
So my order would be 3. I like how Elise and the two paranormal guys meet. I just love that. So 3 is my first. Then it's 1, 2, Last Key, Red Door. Oh wait, sorry. This movie, Last Key, Red Door.
Almost similar. But yeah,
I really like the third one.
And actually, P-Rock, thank you for putting that question up. I meant to. I think because we were
also because the dad in that third one, he's in My Best Friend's Wedding with Julia Roberts.
That's my man. Step off. Dermot Mulroney. I know who he is.
Yeah, that was his name.
Have you ever seen Point of No Return?
No.
Write that down somewhere. That's with it's with him and Bridget Fonda. It's actually, and if you have not seen that, after you see Point of No Return, then look for La Femme Nikita.
Point of No Return? Oh,
yep. Point of No Return is the remake of La Femme Nikita. And then check out, like, listen, La Femme is a little bit better, but I mean, coming from the time I grew up, Point of No Return, Bridget Fonda, and Dermot Mulroney, and that's when he became my man. Sorry, Adam.
I'm texting it to you, so I know where to find it.
All right. So before we wrap up, it's funny because before we went live, I had messaged Lexi saying, I'll send you the link shortly. I'm finishing off watching Steel Magnolias. And I just kind of wanted to take a little moment. I mean, all of us have kind of gone through a lot in the last 2 weeks with now today culminating with 4 people. We've got a really young person with Hayden Panettiere. I mean, we watched her grow up. To horror fans, she is always going to be Kirby. To walk out of a franchise and besides Gail and Sydney, be another character that's beloved is really hard to do. So, I mean, if there's anything you want to say in between there, like I'll go to you. But yeah, like it's so sad, such a young person, to have lost. So anything you've got on Hayden?
I grew up with her in the 90s, so to see her with Harriet the Spy for Ice Princess. That was the movie I knew her from. And Bring It On, the franchise of Bring It On, All or Nothing. That's what I grew up on and watching her. And then when she came out with Heroes and Scream, like she did become a beloved character as years went on. Just, yeah. Like you said, always be Kirby.
God, it's just, and it sucks because I think that they're actually, she was supposed to be part of the next one. So it'll be interesting how this is going to go. And then I'm going to say the one that today, this, whether you knew the face or not, you knew the voice. He literally, I don't care what age you are, when you're watching this, raised us all on Saturday mornings or weekday cartoons. Peter Cullen, you know, for a lot of people more famously known as Optimus Prime. Not for me. All up there. But yeah, he passed away today. So damn it. Good thing we saved this for the end. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard for somebody else from my childhood.
I knew him from the Gremlins voice character. I grew up on Winnie the Pooh, so he was Eeyore. And also Optimus Prime. I mean, you can't go wrong with Transformers. Such a beloved movie, and I've always liked Optimus Prime, so that was my things that I knew him in. Oh, and Fern Gully. So that's really old. If you don't know Fern Gully.
All right, listen. Avatar ripped off Fern Gully. That is my argument. I sit on that. That. But yeah, like I think, listen, getting up the last couple of days has been hard. It's, you know, especially with our groups. But it's like it's just, especially when you know, today. So I'll get to the next one shortly. I know she's not horror, but Dolly Parton, you know, thank you.
She beloved everybody.
I loved it. Go ahead.
If you can see my hair, I have a pink light on to represent Dolly. It said Scream Queen in the background, but I have pink on for Dolly. I got my pink drink for Dolly. You know, I grew up on her music. I was always in choir, always singing growing up. And so I sang a lot of her songs like in karaoke, 9 to 5. Like, I loved her music. And do I work 9 to 5? Don't I work? That's like my song. So I also grew up on Hannah Montana in the 90s, so to 2000s. So she would made a lot of appearances on there. And Miley / Hannah Montana, that Cyrus family is related to Dolly. So I've always grew up watching all of that. My mom mentioned to me yesterday when I spoke to Chris, it like killed my mom to hear that Dolly Parton died. She grew up on Rhinestone.
Speaking of Mama Rose.
Dolly and Sylvester.
It is a great movie.
Yeah.
So, and then obviously...
Sorry, just to hear Dolly Parton. I mean, she accepted absolutely everybody. Everyone. Yes. She didn't care. She didn't care what your political stance was. She didn't care if you were black or white, gay or straight. She loved absolutely everybody. And always just so classy that I'm going to have to go visit Dollywood soon.
So I went to Pigeon Forge with a bunch of friends, and we were not far from Dollywood, but we were there. I think we had gone in February. Excuse me. Beer. So it was closed. So we didn't get a chance to check it out. But yeah, it's been rough. And then I think like the roughest one was yesterday when I woke up and, you know, in our group to see Tim Curry. Damn.
That one hit the most for me. I'm wearing red for Tim Curry. I'm not going to lift my leg all the way up, but I got my Pennywise socks on.
Oh my God, thank you for the laugh right now.
I got my Pennywise socks on. One of my
before we completely ball out, thank you, P-Rock, because I think Lexi had a moment. Both of us had this moment, like, we're not going to talk. So were her boobs and booty real? I feel that butt wasn't, and that butt wasn't. No, it was all real. Like, go back. I don't think they were doing like the butt lifts back then. Trust me, P-Rock, go check 9 to 5, Rhinestone. Yeah, that body was real. She was the epitome of that hourglass, figure. Yeah, no. All that was real. But anyway, so, Tim Curry, we did a Rocky Horror Picture Show, and I loved that, for this, Lexi and Ricky had seen the movie basically for the first time. And I had always said, because they had seen it, that he's got a trifecta. There's this trilogy, and it's Legend, It, and Rocky Horror Picture Show. And our channel finally got to cover all those. And, he's going to be sorely missed. Not just that, Clue, Home Alone 2, Scary Movie 2. I mean,
Yes, Scary Movie too.
he's been around for
He's
so
the
long.
professor.
I mean, so just salute to all these icons. Thank you for the memories. Ooh. We got I know that it's probably not going to be your stop, P-Rock. I know it's a musical, but I always tell everybody you have to have the Rocky Horror Picture Show. And it's too bad that if I wish that I told you guys when we did that live, I experienced it by actually going to a midnight screening of it. But my brothers at that point were younger. I totally would have, hold on. We did cover him. You must have at that moment. But yes, of course, man. The man raised us. I just finished saying that a Saturday morning. Listen, I will say that man spent more time with us in our childhoods. Sorry, parents, than our parents did. And if you think about it, you understand why. Peter Cullen was around more for our childhood than our parents were, because he was the voice of, and again, the guys, it's fast. I mean, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is just insane how much this man has voiced, and basically for the longest, been there. And Voltron, he was the narrator of Voltron. I mean, like, this, like, just, oh my God, this fucking last 2 weeks have really kicked ass.
For me, what hit hardest the most was Tim Curry, because I mean, one of my very few first horror films was The Exorcist and It, and I was so scared of that clown, so scared. And I was 5 when I first watched that, and but what meant the most was, and I told you this off the live, that last year when we did the 50th anniversary of Rocky Picture Horror Show, you were so nervous that me and Rick, the ones that didn't watch it, were gonna hate it. And we both highly loved it and gave it a high score. And like, that live stream meant so much to me. And it resonates even more.
Actually, can I play it? I just want to give it one last time for this man, because when we went to go do this, there's a whole funny story when I went to send it to Ricky the first time. And Ricky goes, I cannot use this, bro. There's no way I can use this. It looks blackface. And then I went ahead and redid it. And, I wanted to make sure that, and I don't even, actually, it's not his lips, but it was one of those things that,
In 1975, Jim Sharman would bring to the horror genre something out of this world. His take on Frankenstein had a dose of sex, rock and roll, and Dr. Frankenfurter. This is the 50th anniversary review of the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
I mean, that is the intro to the movie. I know it's not his lips, but it's just the iconic beginning part to an iconic role. So
yeah, I mean, it meant so much to me last year, and resonates even better now, because
I'm glad.
Again, it was our favorite it was the 50th anniversary, and we ended up watching something for the first time and ended up truly loving it. And we had so much fun dressing up.
We did.
And
If you have not checked it out, if you have not checked it out, go back, because one of the prerequisites of that live stream was everybody had to be a character from the movie, you know. And I, of course, being the moderator, had to do Dr. Frankenfurter. I did not look as good as, you know, Tim Curry did. So, but I mean, this is like, I mean, hold on, Mama Rose. Y'all got me balling now. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I literally went to bed crying this morning because they give a whole thing about his life. And it's funny because I just want to say, one of the last interviews I did see of him, he actually said he was ready. So I think just take some solace that that I think, you know, he was in a prison, and that prison had somebody locked up that just, it was time to set him free. So with that,
I think it's
bedtime. No, all right. So all right, so next week, while I was on vacation, we were supposed to be doing a little fly. It did kind of start with the fact that Ricky's computer did start dying on us, so we couldn't do it. But we wanted to make sure to do the fly again. We got Ricky Grimes. Bro, I think if Ricky would have been on here with us, he probably would have been sitting here balling. So he would have sat here balling with us too. But so next week, we are doing a retro review, and it is going to be of The Fly. So make sure to join us, because that's another classic that definitely, if you have not seen it, well, you don't have your horror points. Lexa, you've seen it, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I was like, damn, I don't want to have to. We had this emotional moment. But yes, so make sure that you check us out next week. And as I said, we are taking a break from the theaters. It is going to be like, basically, guys, even you guys can check in, because after that, we're going to be hitting the 2000s again for horror. And it'll be another retro review with The Covenant. So it's going to be a lot of talking about some older movies. I can't wait. If you have not hit subscribe, please make sure you do. Follow us on our socials so that way you are updated. And with that, Ricky normally would say, stay scared. I say, ta-ta for now.